All right, today we're going to dive into a piece of tech that's pretty much the unsung hero of the entire crypto world, blockchain oracles. These are the absolutely essential bridges that let smart contracts actually use real-world info, and we're going to break down the top 5 projects you really need to be watching.
So let's kick things off with a really big question. You've got this smart contract, right? It lives completely inside the blockchain, which is like a sealed-off digital universe. So how in the world does it know what's happening out here, with us? How does a DeFi protocol know the real-time price of the euros we can liquidate a loan? Well, the short answer is oracles. Okay, here's the best way to picture this. Imagine the blockchain is this super secure island. It's safe, it's predictable, but it's completely cut off from everything else. Without some way to connect to the mainland, that island has no idea what's going on in the rest of the world. It's basically blind. And that's where oracles come in. The oracle is the bridge that connects our blockchain island to the mainland, to the real world. It's like a trusted courier that goes out, grabs vital information. We're talking stock prices, sports scores, weather data, you name it, and brings it back to the island. And here's the most important part. It has to deliver that data in a way that is totally secure and verifiable so the island can actually trust it. So now that we've got the what and the why down, let's meet the real heavyweights in this space. We're going to look at 5 key projects that are literally defining how blockchain talks to our world, from the undisputed king of the hill to a whole bunch of really interesting specialized challengers.
So when you look at the Oracle Mountain, there's one name sitting right at the top, no question about it, Chainlink. It is, by a long shot, the biggest and most dominant player out there. Honestly, to really get a handle on the Oracle space, you have to start by understanding Chainlink.
So, you might be asking, how does Chainlink actually make sure its data is legit? Well, the secret sauce is all in its economic design, and it all revolves around their Link token. See, the people who provide the data, the node operators, get paid in Link. But here's the brilliant part. They also have to lock up or stake their own Link tokens as collateral. If they try to feed bad data into the system, they get slashed, which is a fancy way of saying they lose their deposit. It's a really clever system that makes being honest the most profitable option.
And Chainlink's influence? It's absolutely massive. It has this incredible network effect going on. The more projects that use it, the more secure it gets, which just makes even more projects want to use it. It's plugged into DeFi giants like Aave and MakerDAO and has these powerhouse partnerships with names you definitely know, like Google Cloud and Swift. That right there tells you they're serious about bridging traditional finance with the new crypto world. Now, it's not without its challenges. High gas fees on Ethereum can be a real pain, which is exactly why their big Chainlink 2.0 upgrade is so important for their future.
But hey, this isn't just the Chainlink show. Let's look past the giant for a minute and meet the specialists. These are some really fascinating projects that aren't trying to be the next Chainlink. Instead, they're busy carving out their own unique, powerful corners of the market.
First up is Pyth Network. These guys have one job, and one job only: high-frequency financial data. Instead of pulling data from all over the place, Pyth goes straight to the source: major exchanges, trading firms, the big players. This gives them the kind of millisecond fast price updates that are critical for things like derivatives and high-speed trading. But of course, that specialization is also its biggest weakness. Outside of the world of high finance, its use cases are pretty limited.
All right, next up, we've got Band Protocol, which you can think of as the master of interoperability. We live in a multi-chain world now, right? Band's whole mission is to make data flow easily between all these different blockchains, which is huge for cross-chain apps. Then you have API 3, which is doing something totally different with what they call DAPIs. They basically let the data providers themselves, like a weather company, run their own oracle. It cuts out the middleman completely. And finally, there's Teller, the hardcore security guardian. It's a totally permissionless oracle, which means anyone can be a data provider. This makes it super resilient and perfect for projects that need that bomb-proof decentralization above everything else. So, after meeting all these major players, we're left with a very real problem that every single developer in this space has to solve. How do you actually choose the right tool for the job? I mean, with all these amazing options on the table, you've got to be wondering which one is just the best. Well, like with a lot of things in tech, it's not quite that simple. Yeah, you probably guessed it, but there's really no single best oracle for every situation. It's all about finding the perfect fit. It's this constant trade-off, a balancing act between things like decentralization, speed, and cost. Every project has to look at its own needs and decide what matters most. And this table really breaks it all down perfectly. If you're a massive DeFi protocol protecting billions of dollars, you're gonna go with Chainlink for its unmatched security, period. But if what you need is lightning-fast financial data for trading, Pyth is built for you. If you're building an insurance product that needs data straight from the source with zero middlemen, API 3 is your answer. And if you're building an app that needs to live on multiple blockchains at once, Band Protocol is the obvious choice. See, it all comes down to what you're trying to build. All right, so where is all of this heading? Looking at where oracles are going is kind of like getting a sneak peek into the future of the entire blockchain industry. What they do next really paves the way for what's possible for everyone else.
We're seeing 4 huge trends on the horizon. First, hybrid oracles. Think of these as a way to do some of the heavy lifting off-chain to make things way cheaper and faster. Second, AI integration. This is cool. Oracles are moving beyond just reporting what happened to providing predictions about what might happen. Third, institutional adoption is only going to get deeper, strengthening that bridge to traditional finance. And finally, we're going to see oracles pushing into brand new territory, things like insurance, gaming, supply chains, even digital identity.
Okay, as we start to wrap this up, I really want to drive one point home. Oracles aren't just some optional add-on. They are a core, fundamental part of this whole decentralized world. There's this quote that just nails it. If you think of the blockchain as a body, then oracles are the heart. They're the ones pumping the lifeblood, that vital, real-world data through the entire system, allowing it to actually live and breathe. So yeah, Chainlink is the undisputed king right now, but the fact that we have this whole rich ecosystem of specialists popping up, that's actually amazing news for the whole industry. It shows that the space is growing up, and it proves that there's plenty of room for lots of different winners. And that kind of leaves us with this one big, exciting question to think about. What new type of data, something we might not even be able to imagine right now, is going to be the thing that triggers the next huge leap forward for blockchain technology?
And just a quick reminder before we go, this content is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not financial advice. Please always do your own research. Thanks so much for tuning in.